Can you have a great cruise in an inside cabin? I think you can. In this video, I go through the 7 reasons why you might want to book an inside cabin on your next cruise. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website and blog Life Well Cruised, where we help thousands of people get ready for their cruise every month with our cruise travel tips. Now today what I'm going to be doing is talking about the 7 top reasons why you might want to book an inside cabin on your next cruise. Now if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below as well if you've taken an inside cabin before, if you only cruise in balconies, what your thoughts are on this. And of course, if you do like this content, please consider subscribing to the channel and don't forget to hit the notification bell. So let's get started on those reasons why you should book an inside cabin for your next cruise. So when it comes to cabin choice, you will get a lot of opinions on this. Some people say, book a balcony cabin because there's just nothing better and there's no point of cruising if you're not in a balcony. And other people say, book an inside cabin because you're never in your cabin anyway. So what is the best thing to do for you? So one of the top reasons to book an inside cabin is it's actually the best value on a cruise ship. So just when it comes to your budget, and depending on how you like to spend your money, you may want to spend less on your cabin and perhaps leave more money for other things on the cruise, like excursions, beverage packages, things like that. So, you could evaluate if for you, where you're sleeping is very important or not. Definitely, probably the top reason to book an inside cabin is that it is the best value, the best price on a cruise ship. Another reason that you might want to book an inside cabin is that you're pretty much guaranteed to get a really good night's sleep. Those cabins are really dark, and if you've been a little bit sleep deprived at home, people will say that they just don't sleep better anywhere else than an inside cabin on a cruise ship, with just a little bit of that ship movement and that darkness even into the morning, so not even a crack of light to wake you up and disturb your sleep. If you really need a good night's sleep, consider an inside cabin. The third reason to book an inside cabin on a cruise ship is really actually pretty practical. If you book inside cabins and it's the best value, you can cruise more often. Now, recently we were on a cruise and we met this really nice older couple, and they had cruised quite a lot. They told us they spent about 30 weeks on a cruise each year. So really quite a lot. But they told us that they did this all in inside cabins. And so you can cruise more often, maybe not 30 cruises a year, but maybe you could do 2 cruises a year instead of 1 by doing an inside cabin. So that's something to think about. If where you're sleeping is not that important to you, book an inside cabin so that you can cruise more often. The fourth reason to book an inside cabin, and this is actually the reason that we booked inside cabins most of the time that we cruised, especially when our kids were young. And this is actually because you can have the best cruise ship experience by booking inside cabins. Now, does that even make sense? What I mean by it is, depending on your budget, that you might be able to get an inside cabin on the ship you really want to be on, rather than a balcony on another ship. And this was the case for us many times. If you want a ship with all the bells and whistles, or exactly what you want, maybe it's a cruise ship that has better dining, maybe it's a cruise ship that is newer. For all of those reasons, an inside cabin will be cheaper on that cruise than a balcony, and you may choose to get that rather than to go on a ship that you don't want to be on as much and get a balcony. I kind of think of it like getting the least expensive house in the best neighborhood, where you kind of get the parks, the best schools, all of that. So I kind of think of it like real estate a little bit. I just want to be on the best ship. Number 5, did you know that you're going to get the same kind of great service in an inside cabin as you would in an ocean view or a balcony cabin? Now, of course, if you are in a suite, that is something completely different and you will get a better service. But an inside cabin and an ocean view and a balcony cabin are going to get the same kind of service in your stateroom, in the dining room, and around the ship. So if you want a cruise ship experience with great service, get an inside cabin because it will not be any different than the balcony. Another reason to book an inside cabin is to accumulate loyalty perks. So the more often that you're cruising, or the more cruises that you do with the same cruise line, the more loyalty points that you're going to get. And those are going to earn you some extra perks, some extra amenities, some things that you might want. So one way to earn loyalty perks is by booking a suite, booking higher cabin categories. But the other way is actually just to keep cruising with that same line. So many people will book in inside cabins and will be able to earn those higher statuses that give those extra perks more quickly. The seventh reason that you might want to book an inside cabin is for the reason that a lot of people say. If you don't think that you're going to be in your cabin very much, then book an inside cabin, because guaranteed you will be out and about on that ship. There's so much to do on the cruise ship that you're going to be on, that if you book the inside cabin, you will be able to be out of your cabin and be participating, whether it's in mini golf, art auctions, some of the different trivia games, participate in the dance contest, join karaoke, join the choir, whatever that you want to do. But you can do that by being out of your cabin. If you have an inside cabin, you're going to be less likely to stay in it than you would be a balcony. So if you want to enjoy the entirety of the ship and the ship experience, book an inside cabin and you will not feel disappointed. So those are all some simple but pretty good reasons to book an inside cabin on a cruise. Now, inside cabins just aren't the way that they used to be, where you might have had bunk beds in a cabin. Inside cabins are actually really comfortable. Yes, they are compact, but the space is comfortable on the majority of cruise ships. And I would urge you to take a look at the cabin design and see what you think, and maybe give it a try on your next cruise. So what do you think? Do you book inside cabins? Will you be considering it for your next cruise, or are you balcony all the way? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to read what you think about this. Now, if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And of course, if you like cruise content, cruise vlogs, cruise tips, then please consider subscribing to the channel. Now, I am on Instagram and I am on Facebook, and I'd love to connect with you there. You can find me at Life Well Cruised. Happy cruising.